It's a Sunday evening. It's back to hoodie weather. Like in the Midwest, we go from like spring, summer to winter, all like in a span of 18 hours. So it is cold. It's Sunday night. And what is good, my friends? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. What do we got going on this summer? I'm ready for the summer of 26. On July 26th, we're hosting TicketCon in the Big Easy in New Orleans. 3 to 10 p.m. Everyone's welcome to attend. Link is in my bio to buy tickets. I'd say around May 1, we're going to announce kind of like what we're doing, the itinerary, the objectives, as we reimagine ticketing July 26th. Before that big old school conference, I believe the World Ticket Conference is in New Orleans. That's why we're kind of riding their coattails. We're the new kids on the block, not the band, but we're kind of like the new kids in ticketing, the TTAB, and everything going on. So we hope we can meet a lot of awesome people this summer in New Orleans. So buy tickets. Link is in my bio. My Lord, guys. And like this weekend was obviously all about Coachella weekend too. So what I'm going to do today, we're going to showcase Keith Pagano's ticket data and check out what went on this past weekend for Coachella. And is it still showing? It's still showing today. So if you went to Coachella today, so say if you were like just saying you were at Coachella, you only had to pay $5.55. But obviously, the Sunday at Coachella, all you have is Carol G and a bunch of no-name acts. But if you can be like you're an influencer, the best day to go on Coachella to get the deal is on Sunday. So $5.55 average today. But if we obviously go to the past and we go to the 3-day pass, it was $2,185 average ticket price to attend Coachella weekend 2. That is just absolutely absurd for a weekend 2 Coachella. I mean, this is obviously higher than the weekend 1 Coachella's. Obviously, weekend 1 was around 3,000, but obviously Justin Bieber obviously took Coachella tickets demand to the moon. His numbers were crazy. He had a better performance last night than he did the first week. It just kind of like he kind of got his jitters off week 1, kind of got the dust off of him, really gave an old school Justin Bieber performance last night. So obviously we're going to be following to see if Mr. Bieber announces a tour, what's his next steps, because he is the comeback artist, of the century, I think, of the 21st century. What a comeback story for Justin Bieber. I want to check out Wrestlemania too. This was kind of interesting. Obviously, it didn't gather the headlines of Coachella, but if you kind of like look what happened with WrestleMania, it did have a little dead cat bounce. When I say dead cat bounce, it means it crashed and it kind of picks up a little bit. So for today's show, I think it ended up being about a 201 get in. And if you kind of like look at the chart that we tracked since July 8th, that key tracks. So this started tracking July 8th, 2025. So literally almost 9.5 months later. And it kind of went all the way down, all the way up, and kind of stayed stagnant to about that 198 get in. So definitely paid to wait in theory. The best time to buy was Thursday, November 20th, around Thanksgiving. So this is, guys, why I love to use ticket data. It kind of tells the story of how an event tracks. You can also show zones and other sections. So the best high-level data out there is obviously through ticketdata.com. It's my source. It's my Torah. It's my Bible that I utilize for all events going on across the world every single day. My Lord. And I guess we can take a look at our X feed before we sign off for the night. We got a lot of exciting things on the horizon here. I think a lot with StubHub too that we're not going to announce yet because we're finalizing a deal. But obviously, just kind of to go through the famous Twitter fed. Automatic IQ and it's listed were just like shitting the bed all weekend, not fulfilling orders for resellers. Like, why don't they have a staff over the weekend? Like, live events happen on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not necessarily Monday through Thursday as much. And they have less staff on weekends than they do from Monday through Friday. It just kind of like makes no sense. The Buffalo Sabres first home playoff game since first playoff series since 2011. 15 years in the making. 445 get-in. The Sabres fans are pumped. And if we obviously look at RBC Heritage, 323 get-in for Sunday. So definitely the PGA Tour seeing some momentum. The Live golfers coming back with Live Golf kind of like potentially going defunct. So we're seeing PGA Tour seeing a surge in ticket demand. And obviously the RBC Heritage does pretty well every year the week after the Masters, but really an impressive 323 get-in today. And TKA Group needs to wake up by this is not ticketing related, but kind of pay-per-view commercials. Like, guys, I know you got to sell advertising, but are you really going to ruin the fans' experience watching on pay-per-view? I mean, my Lord, just the greed is ultimately live. And like we said, WrestleMania, about a 181 get-in tonight for the main event. And that's kind of, we would go back to Scott O'Neill earlier today. And we challenged Scott to come on. He's been on our podcast in the past. He's a good person. He's a good dude. Producer MCF and I know him well. I just think that he's kind of going way too kumbaya on stuff. And when I mean kumbaya, he's posting Coca-Cola only sold 9 bottles the first year, yada, yada, yada. So he's a really good, like, motivational speaker, and he's good for that. But I think he's going way too kumbaya with Live Golf. And I'd really like to have him on Ticket Talk to kind of ask him the real questions, not any softball questions, my Lord. And that kind of like wraps up. Olivia Rodrigo was a guest. Billie Eilish gave Justin Bieber a hug on the Coachella stage last night. I was hoping to see that Miley Cyrus was going to make an appearance for Justin Bieber, not Billie Eilish. She just causes DOEs, denied on entry. We don't like those in the reselling space, guys. So not impressed with Bieber's selection of bringing Billie Eilish on stage. Who's going to also headline in Coachella 2027? I want to go. I got the FOMO. And I think instead of going to the Masters next year again, I'm going to go to Coachella weekend 1. Because it's just, I got the fear of missing out. I'm kind of disappointed. I wasn't out in Palm Springs, Indio, California this year, home of the Coachella salad too, which is amazing. So I think MCF, I think we're going to pack our bags and go to Cali 12 months from now to Coachella 27. I think maybe Taylor Swift's the headliner. I think maybe people are talking about Kanye West. I think Kanye West is a little bit too controversial to headline a festival like Coachella, but money talks, bullshit walks, so have a great rest of your Sunday evening. We got great news coming for StubHub victims here this upcoming week here in the next couple of days, which we'll announce. This is going to really be an amazing opportunity. I know that we've done a lot of work. We've rolled up our sleeves and helped a lot of people, but this is going to take things to the next level once we get this deal done here in the next couple of days. So make it a great Sunday evening, my friends. Make sure you guys DM me with all your ticketing intel. It's always open. Thoughts, suggestions, and we'll kind of get more posted on NBA, NHL playoffs on Monday. We'll talk tomorrow. Stay lean and clean.